Hello, everyone. Ugh. We got it going. Sorry. I thought it was quiet, but I'm lying to everybody. Today's class is a 40-minute Yoga-Pilates fusion class. What that means is that we'll have 40 minutes of a good yoga flow, but we're incorporating some Pilates movements into it as well for that strength and muscle component of it. We're going to progress throughout the class, so this class will build off of each other. We're going to have some very similar movements every time. Next Thursday, you'll probably notice that a few of them are the same. I really like bird dogs, and I really like core, so if you guys are wanting to focus on that, we can do that. I do have a new added component. I've found a new passion for these blocks. If you don't have them, that's okay. You don't need them necessarily. Everybody online can do it without the blocks as well. They're kind of like an aid. So if you need any help with stability, but they're tucked in the corner up at the top. Sorry. But they also add a bit of a challenge for some movements as well. I will show them with the block. If you want to see it without the block, go ahead and let me know. There are some movements that don't require a block at all, so don't worry. With that, I just want to make sure that everybody's taking care of themselves throughout this class. I do show modifications for movements, so if something is too difficult, please don't feel embarrassed. Please feel free to take a modification. Feel free to try your own modification as well. I don't want anybody to get hurt. I want you all to come back on Thursday and the week after that and the week after that so I can see you progress and we all can progress together. So just take your own modifications. If you need one or ask me for one, I'd be happy to give it to you. Any questions before we start? Every week before class, I'll write down what our main focus is. I'll write down what we need. We kind of just need the same thing every time. A mat, blocks, if you like them. If you don't like them, that makes me sad, but that's okay. And then to just sign in. I'll also remind you to sign in at the end of class, too, if you're coming in a little bit later and you don't have time to do that. Any questions? Perfect. Let's go ahead and get started in a child's pose. What that means is your knees will be wide on the mat here. And you'll walk your hands down. Forehead should be near the mat, if not touching. Going ahead and start class here, bringing awareness to all four corners of our body. Feel free to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, feeling your forearms pressed into the mat. Letting go of any tension here. Feel free to try that box breathing method. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold and repeat. As you exhale, feel free to try to walk your fingers a little bit further. Finding a deeper stretch through your back. If you'd like to add a bit of flow, feel free to rock side to side, loosening up your hips. Go ahead and take one more big, deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to walk back up into a kneeling position on your mat. From here, we're just going to lift our hands up, finding length through your fingertips, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Feel free to take little side bends, trying to wake up either side of your body, bracing through your core, using your abdominals to move side to side. Taking one more deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to send your left arm back, reaching over your head with your right. Looking for length through those fingertips on every inhale. Slowly trying to lower backwards on every exhale. Should be feeling a nice stretch through your right side body. One more deep breath in. Exhale, lifting back up to center, sending your right arm back and lifting through your left fingertips. Breathing into this stretch. Slowly trying to deepen your range of motion. Feel free to grab those blocks too if you'd like to set your hand on them. Would look like that. Whatever feels comfortable to you. Taking one more deep breath in, coming back up to center. Sending both arms behind you now. Lifting through that chest. Option to grab those blocks. Deep breath in. Exhale, coming all the way back up. Taking those little side bends, still engaging through our core. Exhale, interlacing both hands behind your back. Staying lifted through that chest and slowly coming down. Feel free to lift those arms if you're looking for a deeper stretch through your shoulders. One more deep breath. We're going to walk our hands forward, coming into a tabletop position. More breathing exercises. We're going to find our cat-cow. So inhale, lifting your chest up, sinking that belly down, looking up to the ceiling. Exhale, arching your back up, lifting through that core. Should feel like a string is tied to your belly button and somebody's pulling up. Inhale, lower, arching that chest down. And exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Pushing through the heels of your palms. Coming back down. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Keeping a slight bend through your elbows. You don't want to hyperextend them. You also want to let your wrists relax. Try not to put all your pressure in those joints. For one more, inhale, lift. We're going to extend the cat-cow, which means we're going to push back, finding that child's pose. Deep breath in. Exhale, lifting all the way back up and pushing forward. Inhale, push back. Exhale, extend forward. Trying to strengthen your shoulders here while also trying to increase the range of motion through your hips and your lower back. Remembering to breathe. It's the most important part here. Letting your breath work for you. One more deep breath in. Exhale, coming all the way back up into that tabletop position. From here, we're going to lift our knee, extending it back, and tucking it into our chest. Extending that knee back. Using your core here, trying to keep a flat back. Tucking it into your chest, pushing through the heels of your palm. Should be a straight line from the top of your head to the tip of your toe, looking for length every time. Lifting through that right glute. Remembering to breathe. Knee to chest. One more, extending that leg all the way back. We're going to come into 6 little baby pulses, lifting through that right glute. 3, 4, 5, and 6, lowering all the way back down. Still pushing through the heels of your palms, trying to keep your shoulders stacked over your wrists. Go ahead and lift that left leg back now. Still using that core, tucking that knee into your chest, doing the same thing with the left side now. Lifting through that left glute. Trying to keep a straight line from the top of your head to the tip of your toes. Deep breaths in. Squeezing your abdominals, staying lifted through your pelvis. For 2 more. Extend, slow and in control. Squeezing that left glute, keeping your foot lifted. We're going to head into those 6 baby pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Lowering that leg all the way back down. Curling your toes beneath of you, pushing through the heels of your palm. We're going to lift ourselves up all the way into a downward facing dog. Pedaling our feet out, slowly trying to get our heels to the mat, waking up the backs of our legs. One more deep breath in. And on our next exhale, we're going to walk our feet to our hands, coming all the way into a forward fold. Feel free to use a block here if you're having troubles with stretching in the back of your legs. If you'd like to increase the intensity, you can also plant the palms of your hands under your feet. Whatever feels comfortable to you. Remembering to breathe here, taking a moment to let your back extend, giving your arms a break. Taking one more deep breath in. On your exhale, we're coming all the way up to standing, rolling your spine out, lifting your arms up, finding length through your fingertips, taking those little side bends. One more deep breath in. Exhale, diving all the way forward, finding a hinge at those hips, coming back down to a deeper forward fold. One last deep breath. Exhale, coming all the way back up to standing, lifting those arms, bringing them all the way down, placing one hand over your chest, one hand over your stomach. I'm going to go over a little bit of bracing. Just as we enter the basics for this class, feel free to close your eyes if you'd like to bring more awareness to your body. Planting your feet, all 4 corners should be pressed into the mat, gripping with your toes. Pinching your glutes, tilting that pelvic floor up and in, tightening your core around an imaginary balloon that's inside of your stomach, trying to roll your shoulder blades back and down, letting your head fall into a neutral position. Feeling the rise and fall of your chest. Bring awareness to your body as we enter the main phase of today's class. Taking one more deep breath in. Exhale, lifting our arms all the way back up. Lowering them down to prayer or stacking them over top of each other. We're going to step our left foot back, finding a high lunge. Holding here, making sure our knee is stacked over top of our ankle. Pressing through that right glute. Trying to keep our head in a neutral position. Deep breaths in. Holding here for one more breath. As you exhale, you're going to lower your knee, either hovering or all the way to the ground. Feel free to take that modification if needed. If you'd like to add a little more intensity, you're just going to hover. But then you're going to twist into that knee, finding center through that right glute. Exhale, pushing all the way back up. Inhale, lower. hovering or knee planted. Taking that twist, squeezing through that right glute, squeezing through your core and pushing yourself back up. Exhale, lower. Twist. Center, pushing back up. For 2 more, lower. Twist, challenging that balance. Knee stacked over ankle, pushing back up. 1 more time, lower. Twist. Center. We're going to head into 6 baby pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's going to be everybody's new favorite number. Come stepping into center, taking a deep breath in here, stepping that left leg back out into that lunge 1 more time. We're going to do some knee pulls. Bringing your elbows to 90, lifting your left leg in, extending your arms back out, pushing through that right glute, and coming back into the 90. Pinching a pencil between your shoulder blades, or just squeezing those scapula together, challenging your balance, challenging the strength in your right glute. Remembering to breathe. For 2 more. And last one. Pinching those shoulder blades together. Bring your hands to your hips. Again, 6 baby pulses, but we're going to lift that left leg all the way up. Using your right glute and your left glute. If you're out of breath, it's okay, I am too. If you need to take a break, feel free to do that as well. And 1 more. All the way back up and back to center. Deep breath in. Exhale, lowering all the way back down. Giving your spine a break. On your next inhale, you're going to half lift, hinging at those hips, using those glutes. Reaching those arms, making almost a Y, still pinching a pencil between your shoulder blades. And lowering them all the way back down. Inhale, half lift, reaching your arms to a Y, hinging at the hips, pinching your scapula together, and lowering all the way back down. 1 more time, half lift, arms to Y, pinching a pencil behind your back, squeeze as hard as you can. Exhale, lowering all the way back down. Taking another deep breath. We're coming all the way back up to standing, reaching up, lowering your fingertips down to that prayer. Feel free to lift your right leg up if you're working on balance, staying in that tree pose, or if you'd like more of a challenge, hooking that right leg all the way over your left, slowly lowering down into that standing figure 4. Pressing through all 4 corners of your left foot. Deep breath in. Exhale, coming all the way back up to standing. Stepping that right foot back, finding that lunge, hands to prayer, or stacking your arms over top of each other, whatever feels comfortable to you. We're going to slowly lower down on the exhale, this time pushing through your left glute, either all the way down or hovering. Feel free to use a block. If you find it hard to find that range of motion, just putting it under your knee and taking a deep breath, twisting and pushing all the way back up. Lowering, twisting, pushing through that left glute, coming all the way back up. Doing this at your own pace, but with your breath, really trying to challenge yourself to keep your balance, maintaining that mind to muscle connection. remembering to take breaks as you need them. Slow and in control, keeping that pelvis lifted up and in, using your core. Last one, lowering all the way down, coming into those baby pulses for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, lifting all the way back up to standing, reaching those arms up, taking a break, bending those knees if that feels good to you. Exhale, stepping that right foot all the way back into that lunge, bringing your arms overhead, coming into those 90s, stepping that right leg forward, pinching that pencil, and stepping it back. Keeping balance in all 4 corners of your left foot. Slow and in control, using your left glute for power, but remembering to breathe. For 2 more. Last one. Coming all the way up. Sending that foot back, hands to hips. 6 baby pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Moving back to standing. Deep breath in. Exhale, lowering all the way back down. Feel free to use those blocks as you start to get tired. Taking deep breaths. Coming back into our half lift series. We're in a half lift as I inhale, hinging at the hips, lifting your arms up, making that Y, pinching your scapula together. Exhale, lowering all the way back down. Inhale, half lift, reaching those arms, making that Y. Exhale, lowering all the way back down. One more time, inhale, half lift, reaching those arms out, making that Y, and lowering all the way back down. Remembering to breathe. Taking one more deep breath, we're coming all the way back up, lifting your hands, reaching through your fingertips. Exhale, lowering down, finding prayer. Feel free to bring that left foot up now, either staying in tree pose if that feels comfortable to you. If you'd like an additional challenge, hooking that left foot over that right leg, slowly lowering down into that figure 4. Finding balance through all 4 corners of your right foot, gripping the mat through your toes, still pushing into your heel. Deep breath coming all the way back up, lowering that foot down, stepping to the outsides of your mat. Taking a deep breath, we're going to slowly lower all the way back down to the ground, coming into a yogi squat. If this is difficult for you, feel free to bring yourself onto those blocks right in front of you, or without the blocks, palms to the floor, as you slowly trying to let your heels touch the ground. If you're looking for a bit more of a challenge, pushing the palms of your hand together, elbows to the insides of your knees, pressing them outward. We're still trying to stay lifted through our chest here. Trying not to round out that lower back, not shrugging our shoulders. Feel free to tilt side to side to loosen up your hips just a little bit more. Taking deep breaths in. Slowly letting your hips sink further and further to the floor. Exhale, lowering all the way down to your palms. Stepping both feet back, finding a high plank. Shoulders over wrists, pushing through the heels of your palms, slowly lowering down. Coming into our first vinyasa, chaturanga, to upward facing dog or cobra, whatever feels comfortable to you. Holding here. Feel free to look over each shoulder. Letting that lower back stretch out. Exhale, lowering all the way down to your knees. Coming up, finding that tabletop position. Deep breath in. Lifting your left leg up. We're going to come into our push-up series. It's probably the last one, so don't worry. Slowly lowering down into a Pilates push-up. Exhale, pushing up through your triceps. Knee comes to elbow using that core. Exhale, lengthening that foot, stretching through your left glute. Slowly lowering down one more time. Pushing back up. Elbow to knee. Inhale, length through your toes. Coming down one more time. Still using that core. Pushing through your arms. Elbow to knee. Lowering, using that breath. Pushing back up. Elbow to knee. Go ahead and take 6 baby pulses right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lowering all the way back down. Coming into our chest opening series, you're just going to lift your left hand here. Reach it all the way to the ceiling. We're working towards increasing mobility. Lowering back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lowering back down. If your wrist starts to get tired, feel free to press that fist into the floor as well. Lowering back down. Giving a slight bend through that elbow. 2 more, trying to increase the depth through your chest here. Lowering all the way back down. Last one, we're gonna lift. Reaching just a little bit further this time. Finding length through that fingertip. Exhale, lowering all the way back down. Pushing back. Finding a nice child's pose. Giving your arms a break before we do the same thing for the other side. One more deep breath in. Exhale, coming all the way back up, finding that tabletop position, kicking your right foot back. Inhale, lowering down. Exhale, pushing all the way back up, knee to elbow, and kicking back. Inhale, lower. Exhale, push up, knee to elbow. Inhale, kick back. Do this 3 more times. Pushing through your triceps, keeping your core engaged. Using your breath. And last one. Coming all the way back up, 6 baby pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Lowering all the way back down. And head into those chest openers, lifting with your right arm now, coming all the way up. Inhale, looking for length through those fingertips. Exhale, lowering all the way down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one, inhale, lift. Really trying to deepen that stretch here. Exhale, lowering all the way back down. Taking one deep breath in. You're going to take your feet, cross them behind you. We're just going into a seated position here. Coming down all the way to your glutes. Entering more of a posture phase of this day's workout. Reaching your arms up. Grabbing the tops of your shoulders. Rolling your elbows. Circling them in front. Still trying to stay lifted. Staying tall through the top of your head. Really working on increasing that range of motion. And going the other way now, circling them backwards. Still breathing. Deep breath in. Exhale, sending your arms in front of you. Feel free to hold your block if that helps as well. We're just going to take little turns, using your core to stay lifted. Try not to shrug those shoulders. Using your breath, exhale as you twist. Inhale as you come to center. For 2 more. And last one. Setting that block to the side. We're just going to slowly lower, still keeping that chest lifted. Bringing our arms out in front of us, palms to ceiling. Lifting up those feet now. If this is difficult for you, feel free to leave them on the ground or just try tapping. Keeping your chest up, engaging your core the whole way through. Fluttering those arms out in front of you, coming into those hundreds. Taking deep breaths. Five more seconds. Feel free to let those legs lower all the way down to the ground. We're just going to do single leg pulls. So taking this leg, pulling it into your chest, lowering, alternating legs here, lifting your knee, trying to bring it all the way to your chest. Feeling your hips tighten just a little bit, strengthening those hip flexors. Still using your core, staying lifted through your chest. For 2 more. Last one. Exhale, lowering all the way down to the ground. Taking one deep breath in. Exhale, lifting your right leg all the way up, hooking it over top of your left. Grabbing on to the back of your left hamstring or your left shin, pulling that leg closer to you. Rocking side to side if that feels comfortable. Gently letting your hip stretch out just a little bit more. Gently pulling your leg closer to you on every exhale. Taking a deep breath in, sending your arms to either side of your body, gently letting your hips fall to the left as you find a twist through your spine, still trying to keep both shoulders planted on the ground. Slowly trying to deepen that twist. Deep breath in, coming all the way back up into center. Lifting your left leg, hooking it over top of your right, grabbing onto your right hamstring or your right shin. Gently pulling that leg closer to you. Feel free to rock side to side if that feels comfortable. Taking one more deep breath in, sending your hands to either side of your body, gently letting your hips fall to the right. Slowly deepening that twist through your spine. Still keeping both shoulders planted on the ground. Taking one more deep breath in, coming all the way back up into center. Unhooking your left leg from your right. Bringing the soles of your feet together. Gently letting your knees fall to either side of your body. One hand over your heart. One hand over your stomach. We're going to meet here for our last few breaths of class today. Slowly letting go of any tension built up throughout the day, throughout this class. Bring more awareness to all four corners of your body. Wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Feel the back of your head pressed into the mat. Feel free to take those box breaths in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold and repeat as you slowly allow yourself to sink further and further into the floor. Taking this time to set your intentions for the rest of today. Brings us to the end of today's class. Feel free to stay and stretch. Appreciate you all coming out. Look forward to seeing you all again on Thursday. If you didn't get the chance to already, please feel free to sign in on the sheet over there. If you're online, don't worry about it. I'd still love to hear any feedback anybody might have. If you hated it, if you loved it, what you'd like to see, what you'd like to see less of. If you're sore anywhere, we can focus the next workout to anywhere that you're feeling sore or anything that you'd like to focus on as well. But without further ado, thank you all, and I'll see you on Thursday.